So if we go to the library and we click on research, you have two options in terms of accessing resources from our library, the Jefferson County Public Library, and even beyond. You may either check and click on research and MLA format, or you can use these buttons to help you navigate. We're going to start here with the Devlin Library. Our library is small, but all of the resources that we buy cater specifically to the curriculum you study. So we should have something on many of the topics that are popular for Eastern civilizations. The very first thing that you'll want to do is log in. Click on the blue login button and sign in with your student ID and password. The benefit of logging in means that you can put books on hold, renew, and also use the citation tool. Let's search for something that's a popular topic. Once you're logged in, you have a lot more functionality. You can now put books on hold, and you can take them off of hold if you don't want them. You can see if they're available or not based on the triangle in the upper left-hand corner. You can favorite and unfavorite them. And you can definitely choose which ones you think are the ones that you want. If it's an ebook, you'll see that you can either open it and look at it that way before you check it out, or you can also just check it out right away, and you'll see that this is an ebook of the same title that's above, if you prefer that format. There are two ways that you can use the citation tool in our library catalog. One is by simply clicking on the title of the book itself, and you can cite titles individually. And you will notice here it's pulling MLA format as the default, and it has the perfect MLA citation. If you favorite the books, you can go to the hamburger menu and select favorites, and you can actually cite all the titles together. The benefit of doing that is it puts them in alphabetical order for you in correct MLA format. Then you can copy and put this in your works cited page. Are we good? All right, let's move on. Let's go back to the research page. And let's go to the Jefferson County Public Library. This will give you access to a greater wealth of information than our own library. They have significantly greater number of volumes of books. You can also access Prospector through here, which is a library loan system that can access libraries from universities and all across the state of Colorado. You're going to want to log in here. Let's type in another popular search term for Eastern civilizations. You can see there's a video here. Looks like here's a book resource. You can always filter based on what you want, the type of format that you want, and you can place a hold. You do need to have a Jefferson County Public Library card in order to access these books. You notice up here that the libraries are currently offering curbside and walk-in services. So if these books are ones that you want to place on hold, you can put them on hold and go pick them up at most of your local branches. Maybe you want to expand your search because maybe this is the only book that you saw that you really want, or maybe there's one or two. These are videos. If you search other resources, Prospector is here. Now the difference with Prospector is how you place a book on hold. To place a hold in the public library, you go ahead and just click. Once you're logged in, you just say, I want to place a hold. You can also cancel that hold and confirm. If you click specifically on the title, this does not have the feature that the other Our Library catalog does, but you can pull a lot of the bibliographic information right from here and the details of the book record. You'll notice you have the title and the author, and then here's your publication information. You might search for something that is less well known. If you go through and you look at some of your results, you might be like, oh, I don't know if these are really the ones that I want. Maybe this one looks good, and you place a hold on this one. And this is where you would put in your library card and username. Your PIN, make sure you know what your PIN is. If you don't, you can call the public library, and they will be more than happy at the call center to help you get that set up if you can't find it. But maybe you actually want to expand your search a little bit further. If you want to search other resources and you click up here, if you click on Prospector, that opens you up to the whole state of Colorado, including college libraries and other branches. So this is a great place to go if you feel like your topic is a little more specific and you want a little bit more scholarly material that may not readily be accessible through our library or even the Jefferson County Public Library. We can go ahead and do a search in here. And then you notice there are quite a bit of additional information here. If you want to request something, you click on request, and it's a little different than when you actually do a request from the Jefferson County Public Library. You have to click here and you have to scroll down until you see Jefferson County Public Library, which is this one here. So it's Alliance, Jeffco Public Library. And then when you submit that information, it'll ask you to sign in and it'll ask you to choose a pickup location. The last place I want to show you are the databases. And you guys know how much I love databases. If you click on this yellow button, it will take you directly to all of the databases that Jefferson County Public Library has to offer. Databases are purchased resources, and I know when we did the Biome project, we worked through some of these different databases then as well. These are great because they give you curated information specific to your topic. You'll notice that there's hundreds of databases here. The ones most specific for the research that you're doing would be Biography in Context, Daily Life Through History, History Reference Center, and World History in Context. So if you're doing a person, you might start with Biography in Context. So let's quickly look at what that looks like. You do need your Jefferson County Public Library card to log in. If that's something you're having a hard time with, email me and I can get you set up. Let's say that I am doing my research on Pol Pot. You'll notice there's always an overview, and then there's information specific to his life. You can kind of scroll through. I always like the reference titles the most. Let's go ahead and click on this reference one. Some of the others tend to be too short to really work through. You'll notice that you have lots of features available. You can save it to your drive. You can email it to yourself. You can download it. You can print it, whatever format really works best for you. But if you look through the article, you'll notice that there's some articles over here that are related, which may help you as you move through some of your research. If you get to the very bottom, and there's another way to do this too, but you can select the citation that you want. So you can highlight this, select it, paste that into your works cited. Most of these also have a cite button here, which will take you directly to that citation tool. You'll notice here you can go ahead and put it in EasyBib or into Google Drive. If you're doing something more cultural, daily life through history might be a better place for you to start. If you're doing something that's more of an idea or a specific aspect of history, world history in context is going to be better for you. You can always use the navigation at the top to help you quickly get to where you want to go on the page. You can always search the internet too. Just make sure that you are looking at what a credible source might be and know how to evaluate if it's worth your time and interest. Practically anyone can create a website, and there are over 1.8 billion websites in the world, many of which are protected by free speech and anti-censorship laws. You can print anything you want, true or not, without worrying about consequences. So as a result, the procedures used to gather and assess the validity of information is more important than ever. If you're thinking about doing research for history, some of the best sources, BBC, CNN, Google Scholar, can be really great resources for you to make sure that you're not just looking for the first thing that pops up in a search. Make sure you check the date, check the credentials of the people who are actually putting that information out there. Look at the domain. Is it like a .com, .org, .edu, .gov? See if the information has a little bit more validity than your regular .com. If you're still not sure, read other articles and see if they kind of match up. And you can always check your library and cross-reference with information found there.